AITA for exposing my brother's girlfriend after she called me privileged. Parents kicked her out. Now she's playing victim online. I'm a 29-year-old woman. Let's call me Anna for the sake of the story. My older brother, Mark, has been dating a woman named Sophie for a bit over a year now. Sophie is a single mother with 2 kids from 2 different fathers. She has a low-paying job and hasn't shown any interest in furthering her education or looking for a better career. Honestly, that's her choice, and I don't judge people for their life paths. My family and I come from a middle-class background. We were raised to value education and hard work. Our parents always encouraged me and Mark to study, get good jobs, and build stable lives. I took that seriously. I studied hard, worked my way through university, and now I have a decent career in a well-known company. I'm grateful for what I have, and I never took it for granted. Mark, on the other hand, has always been more laid back, and his relationship with Sophie has been a bit complicated, especially with the kids involved. But I try to keep an open mind. When Mark first introduced Sophie to the family, she seemed nice enough, polite, friendly, and willing to make an effort. I try to be welcoming because I wanted to support my brother and be civil. But over time, Sophie's behavior started to bother me a lot. It's hard to explain, but she developed a habit of making subtle, passive-aggressive remarks directed at me. Not direct insults, but comments that felt like digs. For example, she criticized my clothes. "You always dress so fancy. Don't you ever want to be normal?" Or comment on my car. "That's a lot of money to spend on a car." Or make snide remarks about the trips I take. "Must be nice to fly business class all the time." At first, I brushed it off, thinking maybe she was insecure or struggling with jealousy. I didn't want to pick fights or create tension, so I kept my distance and tried to ignore the comments. Eventually, my parents noticed something was wrong. They saw Sophie's attitude and how it was making me uncomfortable during family visits. They spoke to Mark about it privately, saying that Sophie's behavior was creating a bad atmosphere. Mark asked for patience, explaining that Sophie comes from a different environment and maybe she needed time to adjust to how we live and behave. My parents and I agreed to give her some grace, but we warned Mark that if Sophie kept this behavior up, things would have to change. For a while, Sophie seemed to hold back. Maybe she was trying to be more civil. But then, things escalated. Last weekend was my mom's birthday. We had a family gathering at their house, which is usually a nice time to catch up and celebrate. I had just come back from a work trip, a trip that was kind of a big deal for me. I work hard and recently got promoted, so my company books me business class for long flights. I don't make a fuss about it, but I'm proud of my progress. At dinner, my mom asked me how the trip went. I told everyone it was good, except I had a nasty migraine on the return flight. My brother laughed and joked, "Thank God they give you plenty of alcohol in business class to deal with it." Sophie immediately asked in a sharp tone, "Why did you fly business class?" As if that was a ridiculous question. I explained, "That's how my company books me for work trips. It's part of my job." She scoffed and said, "It's insane that some people never even get to fly, and here you are wasting so much money." My dad jumped in quickly. "It's normal. Anna is a valued employee, and she's earned it through hard work. Of course, they fly her business class." Sophie then said, "Yeah, some people are privileged, but that doesn't mean we should encourage or support that kind of privilege." My brother told her to stop and asked for an apology. That's when I lost my temper. I said to Sophie, "Actually, Sophie, my position has nothing to do with privilege. It has everything to do with being a smart and responsible kid. I went to school, I studied hard, and I kept my legs closed in my early 20s. I realized it sounded blunt and maybe harsh, but I want to be clear. I was tired of her insinuations and disrespect." There was silence. My dad told Sophie to leave. He told my brother he was always welcome at their house, but Sophie was not. Mark apologized to my parents and said he would come alone in the future. A couple of days later, Sophie posted a dramatic message on Facebook. She didn't name names, but it was obvious she was talking about my family and me. She wrote about how hurt and humiliated she felt by people judging her because of her poor background and how cruel it was that a family would treat her like an outsider. I was stunned. None of us ever talked about her background or money. The issue was always about her behavior, her attitude, and the way she treated me. I keep asking myself, did I go too far with what I said? Was I wrong to bring up her background and personal choices? Was I mean to her? But at the same time, I feel like she was being deliberately disrespectful and rude to me for a long time. My parents tried to be patient. My brother tried to mediate, but Sophie just kept pushing boundaries. Is it wrong to stand up for myself when I'm being unfairly attacked? This whole thing has caused a rift in the family. My brother is upset and caught in the middle. My parents are sad because they don't want family drama. I feel hurt because I wanted to have a good relationship with Sophie as my brother's partner. But I also feel like I deserve respect, and I don't have to tolerate constant digs about my life and success. Am I the AH here? Was I too harsh? Should I have stayed silent? Or is Sophie the one twisting the story to make herself the victim?